Star Trek the motion picture, and of course your head might be thinking, dude, you mostly cover like the recent stuff, and you mostly talk about, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and the odd, show here or there that's outside of that realm. Why are you covering Star Trek? Well, I have only, like, my experience with the franchise, I have only seen the Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto Star Trek films. And I'm like, well, I never really have seen any other, like, the OG versions. I haven't seen the original films. So I thought, you know what, I'll watch it. And then, double-handed, I was like, you know what, I'll give my opinions on these films that people know what the general consensus is. Why not? Anyway, so of course naturally I started with the first film, which is Star Trek the motion picture. And here's the thing about it. It's 2 hours, right? 2 hours and 4 minutes. And its plot really kicks in the last like 40 minutes of the movie. Because what you have here, like, this is a movie that is filmmaking wise, like the shot and like the making of it, it's handled really, really well. Really well done filmmaking, really good visuals, probably amazing visuals at the time. Because we're talking about 79, just after Star Wars and all that. And so you got that, visuals and models and the looks of the characters and all that. Like, visually, it looks amazing. The filmmaking side of things is really well done. Story side, though, it's a bit of a slugfest. Like, as I said, the plot doesn't kick in until the last 40 minutes of the movie. Because most of it is outside of this is hinting the threat that's about to come. Most of this movie is the Enterprise just sitting there and have Captain Kirk saying, how's the thrusters? Thrusters, checking 5. How the life sources are on, I don't know. Like, basically, it's just them flying through space for like half an hour because, you had to introduce the characters, all that kind of stuff. But it's like, for a good 80 minutes, it's basically them floating in space. And nothing really is happening. Nothing that's really worrying for its one time, for its story in your mind, in your head. You're like, come on, like, what are we doing here? Can we please move this plot forward? And then when the plot happens, where they enter into, or while traveling, they accidentally bump into this kind of computer cyber planet, and this being has killed basically has possessed one of the other members of the Starfleet, and so this robot cyber creature has taken over. And the way they explain it, it's so heavily in exposition. It's like it's so overly explained that it's hard to be like, okay, what's your motivation? Okay, that's your motivation. Well, I thought that motivation, like, it's not very clear. Or if they do explain it, it's kind of like wrap around with all this technobabble to the point you're like, come on, guys. She just wants to meet her creator. Just spill that out. Spill the beans. That is a very simple thing to say. Character, villain, who's technically not really a villain, but a villain wants to meet their creator. That's it. The acting's what, decently done. I mean, I've seen parodies like Family Guy and all that kind of stuff with William Shatner doing the whole, I need to find the resources of the Klingons. And I'm like, come on, it's probably not that like that. Oh shit, he does. Like, every sentence needs a big pause, like a dramatic pause, and he's like, we need to go to the space station. Mr. Spock, and you, it's like, okay. It's not laughably bad, but it's like, oh, okay, that's an interesting choice. But it's also interesting to see, like, because one, a lot of people say when it comes to alien planets and sci-fi is that everyone speaks English. Well, naturally, because, like, I speak English. In the US, people speak English. In Canada, people speak English. In England, people speak English. The majority heavily language is English, so naturally every bloody cat is going to speak English. But in this, they kind of talk about, you have characters just talking the alien language, you have subtitles, which, okay, that was an interesting thing, though. But, here's the thing. I am going to watch Wrath of Khan because Wrath of Khan is like a film that everybody yaps about, okay? Like, I'm going to talk about that. But I did heard like this film is like for the first film of this for this franchise. It's not really a good out of the gate film, but so hopefully Wrath of Khan, kind of gets that and make me understand why this franchise has survived so many years. Yeah.